Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, let's talk about leasing versus buying a Tesla Model 3. Which one makes the most sense? The real numbers, real fees, and one big thing that I really feel like a lot of people aren't really discussing, and that's going to be depreciation of these vehicles. So we're going to get into that and of course how that affects it. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics, but before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. And if you've got a question you want to ask me directly, you one-on-one, you could do that on my Patreon group down below in the description. Today's live stream is partnered and sponsored by Aura, where you can protect your online data, privacy, and much more, but more on that later. So you might be wondering right now, and today we're going to talk mostly about the Model 3, and of course, you can try and apply some of these numbers to Model Y, but of course, Model 3 is the best case because it's the lowest monthly payment, and on top of that it's also 0% interest financing, and I feel like a lot of people are interested in the Model 3 when compared to like SX and even Cybertruck as well. And so to recap of the deals, there is the rear-wheel drive, which is the cheapest, most inexpensive Tesla that you can get right now, and on top of that it's also, like, I would say arguably the most in-demand Tesla. A lot of you have messaged me where I see the comments, people are waiting like 1 to 2, 3 to 5 weeks even for delivery of a Model 3 rear-wheel drive. So take that in mind. Like, if you're going to be placing an order right now on a Model 3, your wait time could be a little bit out depending on what location and area you are in. But the one thing is for sure, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code just like the one down below in the description, so you can get 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. And so the question here is, should you lease it or should you buy it? Because when you lease a Tesla Model 3, it can be as low as $349 with zero down for a 24-month lease. Whereas if you finance it, $4,000 down, 0% interest over 60 months. And so both are arguably good decisions, or not good decisions, good offers in terms of financing. But one big thing you have to be aware about is when you're doing the calculations, it's not only about like how much monthly you'll pay and the lowest monthly payment, even though that is probably a goal of a lot of you, but the biggest thing is depreciation and how you can de-risk with depreciation. Because if you take a look at the numbers, like financing makes sense, right? You buy the vehicle for a certain price, you put an amount of money down, you finance it, and like for Tesla's example, you've got $540 as a monthly payment. And so if you pay that off in 5 years, 60 months, then you will own and might be in an equity position for the Tesla Model 3. But so there's a lot of pros and cons with leasing, and yesterday we kind of talked about a lot of this, but really the point I wanted to stress with this is that when you lease a vehicle, there is a set amount of loss that you're taking. So for instance, when you lease it in this one, you're paying $9,000 over 2 years, and that is your cost. But if you buy a Model 3 for $34,000, $35,000 plus taxes and fees and everything, you're on the hook for the full amount of that. So in this example where you pay the monthly payments of around $500, you'll have paid off around $16,000, $17,000, and your balance owed, give or take, will be around $22,000 after a 2-year period. Now, of course, most people do own their vehicles 3, 4, 5 years, and so the name of the game is, if the longer you keep the vehicle, like 5 to 10 years, the least amount of money you're going to lose monthly. And so that of course is the goal, to keep cars 10 years, but the average I want to say for owning a vehicle is like 3 to 4 years, and it keeps getting lower and lower. And especially as Tesla does these 2-year leases, I mean, that really brings down the ownership cycle of a Tesla vehicle. But the big thing here is, like, if you buy a Tesla Model 3 for $35,000, and all vehicles, Teslas included, are going to depreciate the most in that first year or second year. And so in this hypothetical example, you'll still owe about $22,000 at that 2-year mark. And if we take a look at some Model 3s and Model Ys that are out there right now, you can see like they could be worse depending on mileage and everything. It may be even less, maybe about the same. This is retail pricing, so the wholesale price would even be a lot lower as well. And so the question is, Do you want to take on that risk yourself? And this is considering like clean vehicle with no accidents, damages, scratches. I mean, a lot of these should be retail ready and up to a certain level of condition. But, knock on wood, if one of these vehicles that you bought got into an accident, that's pretty common. Knock on wood, that has a bad Carfax with body repair that could also devalue the vehicle as well. And so leasing is a little bit of a nice protection that you just give it back to Tesla and it's their problem at the end of the day. And the biggest thing with this is that this math is just considering just like the retail prices of it. It's not considering taxes, fees, or anything like that. And so I just wanted to kind of show this video and talk about like a different way at looking at like the monthly costs or specifically the monthly depreciation between leasing and financing. Of course, there's big pros and cons between the two of them, but really at the end of the day, if you're someone that switches your iPhone every single year and you love the greatest technology and you'd want to pay the least amount, then leasing is your way to go. If you're someone that owns your vehicle, the Toyota Camry, the BMW 3 Series, or the Lexus ES, like all the way for 10 years, then maybe the Model 3 is going to be like a better purchase if you finance it and own it all the way, especially right now because it is 0% down at the end of the day. I mean, warranty and everything goes all the way to the end as well. And so you're certainly going to be in a good situation. But let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. And of course, there's plenty of incentives out there that can try and get that lower lease payment down with monthly payments and everything, just like the America's Everyday Heroes incentive that just came out as well. And so certainly don't forget to use a Tesla referral code just like the one down below in the description so you can get that 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. In other interesting news that we're spotting right now, it looks like someone tinted the front light bar of the Model Y. Very interesting look here to smoke out the mirrors or smoke out the windows and also the top. And on top of that, the light bar. Very, very cool to see with that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it and you should too. Thanks to everyone. Blueberry, great to see you. Thanks for coming in. U-Haul, thanks for coming in. Yes, early stream today. We're trying to get this done earlier today because we got a lot of things we need to get done. And Triple E's, thank you for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button. I'm used to seeing these live streams later in the night. Hey, maybe there'll be some Tesla news later and we'll be back. Like, we'd love to see some discounts and everything. Triple E, should I lease or buy a Model Y? I have the 2,000 upgrade credit and 1K first responder, but I don't qualify for the 7,500. So what's better? And so I would say you could do a lease buyout, and but you do have to have outside financing set up, whether it's through a credit union, cash, or outside financing like your bank or whichever. And so that way you'll get most of the 7,500 once you buy it out. You'll get like 6,000 to 6,500. That's going to be the move as long as it's through Tesla Trust and Tesla or Chase Leasing. Does the residual value change, or is the 31,750 the same price you pay when you buy it out, or does it fluctuate? It fluctuates based on whatever trim, model, or options you get. And so if the MSRP is higher, then the residual will be higher. It's like an actual percentage. The easiest way to think of it is like the residual value could be like 60% of the MSRP or something like that at the end of it. But certainly, yeah, I would love Triple E. Once you get your order squared away and you get all those different discounts stacked and stuff, let me know. I would love to see the breakdown. Maybe send me a DM of it because that'd be super cool to see. Glass films, autopilot, and standard connectivity seem just just fine for me. Yeah, autopilot is great for like those highway roads. Standard connectivity, you should be fine. You could always hotspot if you need it, but I really got used to like the satellite view of actually seeing like the trees and the buildings around me, and so I leave it on that, and I think I find it beneficial for me when I'm driving around. It's just a little bit more easier to see see information on where you're going, like the parking lot and all these things like that. In this next topic, crazy deals on used Teslas right now. Talking about depreciation, if you're looking to buy a Model 3, here is an example of a deal that you might be able to get at the moment. Great deals or crazy deals, 2020 or 24,000 Model 3 with full self-driving. Full self-driving alone costs $8,000. But the one thing you need to be aware about here is 2022 Tesla Model 3 long-range all-wheel drive with 43,000 miles. I mean, that sounds like it has warranty still, especially on the battery. And the other thing is that this might have hardware 3, definitely does not have hardware 4. And so if you're buying it for full self-driving, it's going to be the older tech. And so certainly maybe it's not the best, but still factory warranty. And I've got service center appointment to take care of a couple of things. It also has the bigger rims on top of that. And so I've always been of the case, like if you're financing a vehicle, 0% on a brand new Model 3, I think is going to be your best bet. But if you're financing a used vehicle, your interest rates are going to be 6, 7, 8%, which can stack up a lot. And you have to do the interest calculation to see, like, if you're paying, $24,000 for a Model 3 and you have to finance it, and that interest is going to cost you another five, then a $30,000 or $33,000 brand new Model 3 doesn't sound that bad anymore, especially when you get all the warranty and everything. Prices for Tesla vehicles on the used side are continuing to drop and drop and drop. It seems like it is just going on a tear. And what's causing this is all the different incentives on the new side, as 0% hits the Model 3 and 1.99 hits the Model Y, and especially a brand new Model Y comes into the space, we're going to see more deals at the end of the day. I mean, even if you go to Tesla, you can see some of these vehicles 18,000, 18.5, and also some of these come with like the 3 month supercharging, full self-driving, and premium connectivity on top of that. And so there is a benefit when you buy directly from Tesla. You get an extra 1 year of warranty, so that might be worth it. And of course, Cybertruck is also dropping as well. And I just realized this Cybertruck has the side running boards, which is interesting. $75K for a used one. Carvana is offering people $56,000 for their. Yaman loves posting things like this. Like, why would you buy a brand new Model Y when the value is dropping like crazy? Used prices fell 10 times that of the overall market, and Tesla's decline is accelerating. Specifically, Tesla resale values have dropped 7.8% compared to 0.76% decline in the overall market. Cybertruck values halved in 1 year. And so the advice is kind of the same. A, if you're going to be buying used, pay cash, don't finance it unless you've got some crazy finance rate, which is possible, like getting used financing at like 4.5%. But it does have to be a newer used vehicle, like 2024, I think, at this point. And of course, it's through a credit union that you can actually get through our Patreon group down below in the description. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Now that you've bought your Tesla or you're about to buy your Tesla, did you know that it comes with 0 accessories? Seriously, not even a phone mount. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In my opinion, there's a few must-haves that every Tesla owner should get, like a phone mount so your phone doesn't fly off during acceleration, a center console organizer because without it, you're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and my newest favorite, an invisible underscreen station mount from Jowa, a great place to store sunglasses. And all of these accessories plus more you can get from our partner Jowa. And you know these accessories are good because I actually use all of their stuff. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, you can save some money and support the channel as well. But Jowa doesn't stop at just the basics. They've got a wireless game controller that fits perfectly in the glove box, a portable air compressor for peace of mind on those long road trips, and even an electric scooter, because why walk from the superchargers or level 2 chargers? So not only will you save some money by using our promo code down below in the description, you can also get free shipping on orders over $120. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Thank you to Jowa for partnering with us on this channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. And let's see who's dropped in today. Easy. Is there any chance full self-driving feature will be cheaper to buy in the future? I don't think so, actually. I think we're at the lowest point, especially about because what we're about to talk about next. Ernest, I leased a 2024 Model Y in March of 2024. Did I pay more or less taking depreciation into account so far? Good question. I guess you have to kind of add up all your different monthly payments that you've paid on that and then see like what's the value of a 2024 at the moment and then see, if you were to sell it right now, what would that be versus you bought it? I mean, if you've already done it, if you've already purchased it, there's really no point. Like you can't change your scenario after that. You might as well just enjoy it and then figure out later on when you're ready to sell. June, I bought brand new, but plan to keep it a while. Yes, June, thanks for coming in. And yeah, 100%. Like the name of the game is the best way to win is owning vehicles 10 years plus. Because if you think about it, like if you buy a 50K vehicle and it's worth 10K or 15K at the end of it with the 10 years, but you've owned it for 10 years, then it's really how you think of it is how much are you paying monthly for the vehicle? Leasing, buying, cash, you're losing money, period, at the end of the day. It's how much lease amount of money can you lose at the end of the day is what I was trying to stress. My lease payment for the Model 3 long range 44 a month. Hey, that sounds pretty good, especially if you do that over like a 36-month term. I mean, when we start to see like Model 3s, 2023 Model 3s for, I mean, what, 17K, the wholesale value on these might be like 15K. Like if you had one of these Model 3s, a 2023, and you needed to like dump it and you couldn't wait for like a private sale or anything, you're probably going to get $15,000, which is crazy if you think about it. MD, thanks for coming in. Model Y rear-wheel drive, it looks like a software conversion of long-range all-wheel drive. I'm not seeing any hardware changes, even the speaker. Yeah, it most likely is maybe like the front motor. I mean, but then why would they put the front motor in the front? Because that would be wasted costs. Yeah, it could just be delimited with the same battery. We could easily see that because we have seen before in the past where the battery was like software unlocked for longer range, but then the rear-wheel drive has more range. So maybe it probably isn't at that point. It's probably the same size battery, just less motors, just like how Cybertruck has less motors. Do you always turn Sentry mode all the time? Sleepy always? Not all the time. Actually, yeah, I have recently since because of all the different things that are happening out there. And I actually have like an Apple shortcut that turns it on from like midnight to 6 a.m. just to like see what's out there. And maybe we'll talk about that because it seemed maybe other people would be interested in having it set at times because you can't do that in the Tesla app, but with Apple and iPhone you actually can, which is really cool. I own vehicles till the wheels fall off. U-Haul, yeah, 100%. That is the move to try and lose the least amount of money at the end of the day, but certainly very interesting to see. In this next topic, Model Y Robo Taxi has been spotted in Austin. We are weeks away from potentially the first Robo Taxi ride, and so very interesting to see. And we'll talk about how this could potentially affect full self-driving pricing with this actual release. Model Y Robotaxi spotted in Austin. It seems it's still testing, and they made the switch because they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be doing those cyber cabs anymore. And I think it's going to be Model Ys that makes more sense, right? Bigger space, bigger room, more usable, more passengers, and also trunk space as well. I'm super curious, like, what is this thing that they're putting on the top of it, and is it going to need that when it's actually going to be driven around? Here's another picture of it. We can see how massive this is. I think this is an older picture, but still very, very interesting to see these different vehicles with the hardware on top. And I'm curious, will it actually need that at the top, or will it be something where that's just for validation or something like that? But let us know what your thoughts on. Let us know what you're thinking. I really feel like once this starts to release and as it gets more buzz and as more people discover full self-driving and how useful it is, more people are going to be wanting it. There's going to be more demand, and Tesla might start raising the price of full self-driving because at $8,000, or more specifically at $100 a month, it has not ROI, but there's a lot of usability at $100 a month, especially if you're someone that drives an hour plus a day round trip for your commute or anything like that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. But one thing's for sure, if you're buying a new Tesla, it does not come with this. And that's a set of all-weather floor mats. My favorite set so far right now is a set by 3W Liners. And I've tried all the different floor mats that are out there. 3D Mats USA, Tasmanian, and a bunch of Amazon ones. And by far, these are going to be my favorite set. I've got them in our Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and also Cybertruck as well. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, not only will you save 25% off and get a set under $100, you'll support the channel as well. So definitely check out our partner 3W Liner floor mats down below in the description, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Tesla 54, great to see you. Thanks for coming by. In this next topic, Rivian, it appears, just lost the $7,500 federal tax credit. Not good, but there is still a loophole and a workaround if you still want to get the $7,500 on your Rivian purchase. Chris broke the news. Rivian has updated their federal incentives guide to remove the tax credit applying to the R1T dual large. See the original post before and after. You can see that it's specifically talking about the Rivian vehicles that were delivered. And if you go to the federal government website, this is the website that actually shows you which vehicles qualify for the 7,500 and which don't. You will notice that, I mean, of course, Tesla vehicles are on here a bunch in a lot of different configurations, but Rivian, don't see them, right? Unless I'm missing something here. So Rivian purchases, if we're doing cash or finance, do not qualify for the 7,500 federal tax credit. Unfortunate for sure. And if you're looking to do that, the workaround is, of course, through leasing. You would have to lease it just like how you would lease a Tesla vehicle, and then you would do a buyout immediately. So you do have to have outside financing set up if you're looking to do that. And of course, if you want to take a look at some of these vehicles, other vehicles that are out there that qualify, definitely check out the Fuel Economy Gov website if you're interested. But very interesting to see. And I mean, leasing has been a big thing. I think I was talking to like a rep, like 90%, like a Rivian rep, 90 or 99% of those people that are purchasing are leasing, not only because they might not qualify on their own for the 7,500, but of course to even get the 7,500 at the end of the day. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Tesla 54, how long does credit decision take? It's saying 72 hours. Yes, it can take as long as it needs all the way up to your delivery appointment. I've seen where people haven't heard anything until like day before or even day of. So it can be tough depending. Harvey, thanks for coming in. Have you sold your Model X yet? Nope, it's still around. A family member actually has it right now. Blueberry, isn't the LiDAR on top? Yeah, it looks like LiDAR. I didn't want to like say it for sure, but yeah, it's probably LiDAR, just like how like Waymo and all these other ones have it. Can I change my payment when they approve me? The 503 payment was wrong and they called me back Tesla and I reapplied for the lease. Yes, you can change your terms and conditions and everything all the way up to your delivery. You just have to call them or email them at finance or even go through the chat so that you can switch up your deal depending on what you want to do. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments, everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.